see how this goes. Right, Hugh, this is the power clamp. What I want to do is just take you through our very first run of it and just sort of how it's working. So we'll start here. We've got our power generation and we can set it going and that will spin around and we can turn that up or down, so we can simulate some sort of power generation. That power then comes out of there and into this box here, into the power clamp, and so it's got a clamp part circuit over here, and then this part here does the diversion. Now the diversion is set up for 110 volts to switch. This is an AC zero crossing SSR, so that's there. These ones here are the DC dump, and they are connected over to here to, as you'd expect, this is just 1000 watt, 10 ohm, and then back to here. Now the power out of here gets fed into a midnight charger there, which is charging a couple of very, very old 48 volt batteries, which is then connected from here into our 5 kilowatt inverter, which is currently switched off. Okay, and then that inverter is driving, been switched here, and is driving that there element there, stove element. And we've just had a kilowatt running through it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it on, start generating, and then I'll quietly wind it up until it starts to divert. Now we can see the diversion because this LED here shows our diversion to the zero crossing SSR, which comes on 10 volts prior. Ignore this one, this is the timed circuit which comes on in between, and it kind of has a timer on and off, but we'll come back to that. And this is the DC dump power diversion, which is what triggers these here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start off, and what we're expecting is this one to come on and flicker as it switches this on and off. And then if we still continue to generate power, it'll come up to here to the power diversion. Now with the amount of power I can generate from our test rig, with the 5 kilowatt unit all running, it uses all the energy that it can create. So until I switch it off, and I'll show you. So let's start it up. So we're going to spin up, and this is our turbine voltage, so 105. And then we should have, I can't actually see around there very easily, charging the battery. So 100 watts charging. And here we've got, we can see one load and it's diverting to here, but the inverter's not switched on yet, so it's not going to put any load. So if I turn the inverter on, so this is the inverter, we'll now turn that on, that will boot up. Just wait for that to boot. 230 volts. So now, what we're seeing is we're just seeing the odd little blip. So we've got excess power, and it's switching the zero crossing SSR, Croydon, and that's heating the hot water element, or the stovetop element, from the inverter. So it's switching 240 volts. So now I'm just going to wind this up to speed it up. You can hear it. And now you can see it flickering more. So that'll keep going until it's almost full on. As you can hear, there's about 1000 watts there now. Now what happens when we switch off the AC load? So that's it there, 240 volts. That's the battery using, because it's flickering on and off. We turn that off. Now that we've turned that off, you'll see that it's now dumping to these here. And it's now dumping to that resistor there, and that's rendering 8.6 amps at 120 volts. And I better turn it off. So there's the turbine. So we can start that back up again. Watch the voltage coming up. Got plenty of power. Excess power, it's not charging anymore. It's dumping. Now I'm going to turn the inverter on. It'll boot up. And that will turn the element on. And there it goes. It's now loaded back. Yeah, so that's there. Better not touch it. So fundamentally it's working.